What's up, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood Smango, finally with another podcast. I know it's been a while. Been trying to get lots of ideas together. Lots and lots of ideas together. Hope you guys have been busy. I've been busy with YouTubes and Twitters. But anyway, what we're going to get into today is a few things. We're going to talk about Twitter, of course. We're going to talk about learning Linux, retro games, modern games, and maybe some Magic the Gathering Arena and MTG, because that's what I want to do. Anyways, it is almost the middle of November 2022. The year is about the end. It's crazy. I know I've not been as active as I'd like to be on YouTube and everything else, but decided I just need to do it, and I just need to do stuff. I just need to quit trying to niche everything down so much and just be myself, be the nerd that I want to be about just gaming, technology, and that's what this is about. This is the Full Tech Podcast. This is about Smango's passion for these games, technology that I've learned and seen, and just stuff I ultimately just care about. So many things that I just grow a passion for. I'm not going to turn to I love sports too, but I'm not going to put sports in here. But gaming, networking, Linux, but Windows. That's what I love to do, and that's what the channel's going to be about in this podcast from now on. Oh man, lots have changed since my last podcast. Let me just tell you, lots and lots have changed. Hopefully the audio sounds a lot better than it did last time. I know I had issues last time when I was recording, and well, what happens is my kids come over and I have my sound mixer low down to the ground where they can reach their little hands up, and they'll start messing with my knobs. Then I'll start recording, be into it, then go back and listen to it, and I'm like, oh no, it sounds like crap. And so that's usually what happens. So I need to always double check where my knobs are at. What's like, they'll have echo and delay up, and it's awful. Anyways, let's start with our first topic. Since this is going to be the biggest topic, it's probably going to take a little bit to get through. So grab you some popcorn. Enjoy, if you're watching on YouTube, enjoy the gameplay of Sonic Frontiers. I don't feel like being in front of camera today, but it is what it is. Anyways, it's a podcast, so you just got to listen, right? I don't know. Anyway, hopefully I'm going to try to produce a podcast every Sunday again, if I can. That's the goal. At least weekly again, or every 2 weeks. That's the goal. I'm making a podcast. Hopefully I start making up videos and YouTube shorts over on the Smango YouTube channel is where most of my shorts are going to go now, instead of TikTok. I hate TikTok. Anyway, then, I think Twitter is actually going to be a great platform after this. After all the kinks get sorted out, let's put it that way. After all the kinks get sorted out, I think Twitter's going to be a great platform, because all these things that's been happening, it just shows you how big Twitter has an influence on people. Like, it's crazy how big it is. It's incredible. Anyway, with Elon Musk taking over Twitter and making it private now, it's not publicly traded anymore, which is interesting. But Elon Musk, the Tesla guy, the SpaceX guy, he has took over Twitter, and he has done some crazy things. The big thing right now is he's allowed everybody, or did, at this moment in recording, it is paused. You can verify with a Apple phone, iOS only, and $8 a month, which I think's awesome for us little guys. Now, of course, people is using this to spoof people and troll people and spam and scam people. Like, they would buy an account for $8, and there's more to it than just buying. Like, that's the big thing here. You guys need to realize, if people are scamming people, it's more than $8 to really scam people on Twitter. Because, first of all, if you just make a new account, nobody's following you. Like, you're not going to get seen. It don't matter who you are. Unless you're like a big celebrity and people's already following that account. It's not like the Tom Cruise gets searched every 5 seconds of the day on Twitter. So let's just take, for instance, if you have a big account and you've already paid for the followers, and then you've changed your handle, like at Tom Cruise 2 or the real Tom Cruise, something like that. I don't even know what his handle is, but if you wanted to make a scam account, you would make that like the underscore real Tom Cruise or something like that. And then you'd buy your followers, get like 1 million followers or something. How much is that? And then you would get Twitter verified now with $8 a month. And that's, every month, $8. And you get priority and stuff like that, which I think is great for small creators such as myself. And, get priority when I tweet something out or like something, that just helps build my brand is what I think. That's what I like about it. And not being verified, it's harder for people to trust you to click on my website, which is fulltechpodcast.com. Anyway, a scam artist was using this to go ahead and scam people out of money or whatever. But anyways, people were paying $15,000 to get Twitter verified. So that should show you kind of how big Twitter is, as people really did want to be verified. I'd love to have been verified back in the day. It's not as big now because you can just pay $8 a month, but it still shows that you're a real person and you're put forth the money to show that you're a real person, you're authentic on your posts and stuff like that. So I think it's a good thing. Now where it's messed up is that people's been able to verify these the new verification, the man verify as like these businesses and stuff, and they say it's hurt. Like the Eli Lilly was the big one with the insulin. Somebody made a Eli Lilly scam account and said insulin was free, and supposedly that dropped the stock down. And I don't know how dumb people have to be to actually think that insulin's going to be free at this point. Like, that's insane to begin with. Like, I know if you click on it, it looks authentic. Like, if somebody screenshot it, it looks authentic, like it's the real company tweeting this out. But listen, guys, there wasn't no press release. There was no website release. There was no article on this. And, people want to say Twitter's dying, but if Twitter's dying, it wouldn't have that big of effect on, and I don't think it had that big effect. I think there was multiple things that went into that, but it wouldn't even have an influence at all on that being even fathomable that happened. Like, nobody would think that Twitter actually caused that at all. I don't think it caused it, but they wouldn't even, like, I wouldn't even think it would cause it, if that makes sense. I don't think a tweet all of a sudden just changes the world and how it works all of a sudden. At least coming from a 36-year-old that grew up not having the internet. Now we have the internet since I've been in 8th grade. The internet's been big. But, when somebody posts something on social media, it was always just like, whatever. I always took more stuff that's posted as an article and people took time to read and write, and all that stuff was more authentic than somebody microblogging on Twitter. Apparently that's not the case anymore if this really caused that much havoc, which I don't think it did. I think it didn't help, but I don't think it caused as much damage as people were leading on. I will say that. But it is a problem, and that's why Elon turned it off. So it has been something else. It has been very funny to watch all these big high celebrities get mad over people being verified too. Then they act like they're going to leave Twitter and go somewhere else. And they're not. They're going to say they are and complain because there's just all kinds of reasons. All kinds of reasons. And another thing that Elon laid off 50% of the workforce of Twitter. It's like, what in the world? How do you lay off 50% of your workforce? So it's like, what was these people really doing? If you can just lay off 50%, like that's like going into McDonald's tomorrow and you get everybody there and you're like, 50% of you laid off. See ya. That'd be bad. At least you would think. Like people, nobody would get an order right, or your McDoubles wouldn't come out till 20 minutes later if they done that. So, I mean, Twitter's way bigger than a single McDonald's. But say if you went to the McDonald's in your local town and just laid off 50% of the workforce, that'd be catastrophic. But Twitter apparently 50% of people didn't really do nothing. And it's forcing people to go back to work, which is interesting. And I'm on the fence about going back to work. I go to the office at least 4 times out of the week, but it is nice as an IT person to be able to remote in and do your job, because it's just not. And IT people's been able to do this for a while. If you guys work in the IT field, you've always been able to remote in and solve a problem, usually with your VPN. You can connect to the server, stuff like that. It's been pretty much standard, been able to do it, but you've never been able to quote unquote work at home. That was frowned upon till the V19 come out. The vid 19. We won't say it the whole letter on here because it gets demonetized or something. I don't know. So we call it the vid 19. Come out, and people was able to work from home, and all. And it's a good thing that IT people always kind of did this, and we knew we could do it, so we was able to push it out to multiple people. I'm like, yeah, this is possible to still be able to function. But then, it's really according to how kind of person you are. If you're like me, I get distracted easy, especially if I'm at home and I have my gaming computer or something that, like, there's a million different things to distract me from always not looking at my work computer. You know what I mean? That's why I'm always in the office. I like to be in the office, in case something does happen, somebody needs to come see me. I'm there at the office. I'm not at home in my pajamas or shorts and t-shirts. Like, I'm at the office, dressed, ready for, socialization. Like, you still should be able to socialize, guys. That's the problem. Is like, we're losing the social, and that's funny coming from an IT person. Because a lot of us are very introverted. I know even myself, and people think I'm extroverted, but I'm kind of introverted. Like, I'm kind of standoffish at first till people get to know me. And then I like talking on the mic here because that's a little extroverted. But, like, I like to be into myself and working on stuff instead of solely socializing 24/7. I'm not so extroverted, but anyway. A lot of IT people are introverted, and that's fine, but you still need to be able to communicate with people that socialize a lot. And that's where the stigma of IT people are weird, is because a lot of us stay in the basement and played on Linux all day instead of socializing with other people. And, you just got to find things you're in common with people. Like, for me, what helps is, I work out, like sports, Kentucky basketball, football, all that stuff. That's relatable to a lot of people. Fishing, whatever. You need to find something else besides doing on a computer. That'll help you with socializing with other people that they don't care about Rocky Linux or Alma Linux or Windows 11, the latest patch update. They probably don't even care about Twitter, being honest with you, like we do. Anyways, back to the topic. Twitter, I think it's going to get much better. I think it's been more active lately than it ever has been. At least for me, I get excited getting on Twitter now. And before, I was like, God, the only reason I used Twitter was honestly just to kind of give the website or YouTube a chance for somebody else to see it every now and then. Kind of give it a boost and trying to get seen. It was literally the only reason I used it. I'd tweet every now and then, and they're back in 2015, I tried to really grow it, and I was just like, I got to 1,400 people, and I was just like, why? What's the point of this? Like, people find me eventually if I just work on YouTube or podcast or something. Hopefully, you'll go follow me on Twitter now at the Smango. It's my real one. It's verified now, so you know it's me. I guess, even though you could spoof me, I guess. But at the Smango is my real username. Is verified now. That's me. Smango. And I think it's a good thing. I really do think it's a good thing for people that want to get serious and build their brand, that you're an authentic person. Now, I think what Elon and the rest of the Twitter bunch are doing is they're going to allow organizations to verify themselves with something else, and then ultimately Twitter be the last verification on that. So that's good. I think they're working out the kinks, guys. I really do. Because I think, to be honest, it's going to start getting expensive for some of these scamming companies. Like, every time a bad bot, goes down, that's $8. Every time a new account gets busted, that's $8. They're not giving it back. Like, on what grand scale are they going to start? So, if you guys watch YouTube a lot and you like to try to create content and you might want to learn, Devin Nash just released a great video on this, and he's just what Elon's doing is he's took over Twitter at a loss, and he's paid $44 billion, I think, and it's it's worth like $5 billion. So he's got to try to get that up. And let's see, he took it over, and it's in this bad shape. And so we'll see. I think Twitter is a great platform at this point. I think it's going to be better. And anyway, if anything, we have got some laughs out of this because it's been hilarious. If anything, and I could be completely wrong on this subject, and take everything I say with a grain of salt. I just don't think Eli Lilly crashed because of a tweet. It don't even make sense. Like, I get it's stupid that people's able to spoof somebody that easily. Like, I get it, but it just that don't happen. Like, real world scenario, it just doesn't happen. Like, it's a tweet. Who cares? But if people care that much about a tweet, and that goes back to what I was saying, if people care that much about a tweet, that just shows you how big Twitter is, and it needs to be taken more serious, and it has been. Over the last year, Twitter's been taken more serious than any other social platform ever for some reason. I do not get it. But here we are. I'm Twitter verified. Woo! $8 a month. Go Smango. Anyway, he's got to make his money back, and he's busted. It's untelling how many bots he's busted and got $8 a month already. If you make an account right now and you want to try to impersonate Elon Musk, and you don't put parody account or whatever in your username or something like that, you just gave him $8 a month. Like, this stuff's going to be automated. It's going to be almost instant. Like, you just basically gave him $8 a month. Congratulations, you just gave Elon $8. You people that hate Twitter and hate Elon that much, you just gave him $8. Congratulations. He don't care. He's not going to make money. Like, that's why you build stuff. You grow passionate about stuff. It'd be nice to get paid to do stuff like this. It'd be nice to get paid for me to blab my mouth on podcasts. But until then, here I am, working all this for free with no sponsors or anything, which I'm not big, so it's cool. I just doing what I enjoy to do. But anyway, Twitter, it has become something else. It is definitely grown to be one of the biggest platforms ever, social platforms. And I think the overall goal for Twitter now is for it to be an authentic place for authentic news that people release. Instead of all this fake stuff that people can fake all the time. Which, going back to what I said, it was way too easy to verify account and for it to look authentic. Like it just was. No beating around the bush, it just was too easy to do. Like, I could have changed my account to Elon Musk and said something stupid and been banned instantly. Maybe I'd have got followers, maybe I wouldn't. That's the go. Like, I ain't got enough followers for everybody to see it anyway. This would have had been an account that's kind of been planning for this or already had the followers and just changed it so it would get instantly recognized. Like, that's what happened here. Like, you don't just buy a new Twitter account or make one and verify it, and it just doesn't happen. Like, it's almost impossible. Like, nobody would see you anyway. Like, if I made a new account and I made the _ real Tom Cruise, verified it. If I tweeted out Tom Cruise or I love kitty cats or something like that, who would see that and would think that Tom Cruise really said that? No one. Just because I'm verified, you're automatically going to see it now because I have Tom Cruise's picture and a blue check mark with 0 followers. Really? No, what they done is they got a follower bot or bot followers and then done it. Like, they're spending more than $8 a month. I completely agree with Devin Nash on this. Anyways, that's enough about the Twitterverse. But let me guys know if you use Twitter. Follow me on there if you don't mind. I would love more followers. And I do follow back. If I think you're a real person, I do follow back. And, I like to like stuff and retweet stuff and stuff on there anyway. But anyway, follow me on there, at the Smango. On to the next thing. Going back to why you need to learn Linux as a system administrator, and this is the next topic. A lot of people, they do ask me, what do they need to do to get into the IT field? Like, is IT field a good field? And blah blah blah. Stuff like this. It is a good field, but you really do have to love computers, cause it's work. Like, it is work, and it's good that you want to work in something that you love or care about and you find cool. And, there's some days you get to mess with some of the coolest new technology that nobody's messed with before, and that's just cool. And you ain't going to know anything about it. And that's the scary part, is you're not going to know. Not knowing is half the battle of IT. Like, people bring you a problem. You know what IT is? It's been a good problem solver, really. Can you figure out this issue? You're probably better at figuring this stuff out than I ever will be. Will you fix it for me? It's kind of the questions you get. I have no doubt in my mind that there's very intelligent people that any branch in your job field, whatever you're working at, that they could probably figure this out if they, like they could run Windows updates or install BIOS. It's not that hard, but one, they ain't got the time to do it. One, they don't want to do it. or two, they don't want to do it. Three, maybe they just don't. They're not more comfortable with a computer than you are, which is fine. They just they use their computer to do their job, and that's it. You got to realize that. So you're going to be naturally better at figuring out stuff on a computer than somebody else that just does. That they go click on an application, they do their stuff in their job, and that's all they do. They don't do anything else, guys. Go listen. They don't do anything else. They don't like computers. They use it to do their work and they go home. They don't have computers and servers sitting at their house and network devices like we do. Like, they just don't care. They get away from the computer. We live in it. So growing up, you're probably going to be exposed to Windows a lot more. So take this advice and be like, you need to learn Linux too, because if you do, it's going to save you a lot more headache in the long run, because it's so important that you learn Linux. It really is. And there's so many things that Linux can do better than Windows does. I mean, they both can do similar things and do the same thing. Like, Windows can host a web server. Linux can host a web server. You can run DHCP on Windows Server. You can run DHCP on Linux, etc. But the thing with Windows is it requires licenses. Licenses suck. If you've ever been in the IT field, you're going to learn this. Licensing is a pain to deal with. It's so stupid. You have to license each virtual machine, usually. Or you have to have a license that supports so many CPUs, like a virtual machine, and all this other stuff. Like, nobody cares. Like, that's just an extra way for these companies running a hypervisor can make money. Like VMware or even Hypervisor, Hyper-V. You can only run so many. You're only supposed to. Let's say that if you're running at the house, it's highly unlikely Microsoft's going to come after you. But if you're running a business and you're doing this for a job, you do have to worry about this stuff, because you will get audited and you have to pay a big fine or something to that nature. You do have to worry about Windows licenses. The regular desktops, Windows Pro license, you have to worry about that, because Microsoft will come after you and they will audit you and they will ask for money if you're not paying for it. But guess what? Doesn't require licenses. Linux doesn't require licenses. Now, I'm not saying you need to roll out Linux to your users. You could, but I would highly not recommend that because it can be very confusing. Like I said, your everyday user just comes in and does their job. They want it to work. They want something familiar. They want it easy. They want big buttons they can click on and do their job. That's it. That's all they want to do. They don't care that you can open up a terminal and do all this stuff on Linux. And you can put this similar stuff on Linux now, but they're probably so used to Windows that they just don't want to do with it. And listen, as bad as Microsoft is and Windows can be and aggravates you to death, Active Directory is awesome. So it just works in a corporate environment. Like, you got your users, they log in, and well, guess what? You can attach that Active Directory to Linux and log in that way if you want to. But it's just going to get confusing for them. You don't want to. You want to keep it as simple as you can. And let's face it, Windows is more simple than Linux to use. It just is. It's got a lot simpler, but still. But anyway, I'm just saying you need to learn it. Users don't need to learn it. You need to learn it. You need to learn it so you can run your servers free of charge. Nobody cares. You can run as many as you want on your big VM. You get you a VM where, EXI host set up. Get that. Put as many Linux servers as you want. Nobody will know. Nobody will care. Like, it's awesome. It's just so handy to use and learn, and you'll be able to host websites for people. You'll be able to, you'll just expand your knowledge, and that's what it's about, being in the IT field. So let's jump into that. What's the best way to learn? And I made a video, I think, on Fulltext YouTube channel, maybe. What's the best way to learn? Anyway, I'm going to go into more detail about that because somebody that was afraid of Linux and has broke numerous things while trying to learn Linux. Numerous. It's incredible. So I want you to take this advice and use it. And is get your own dedicated device to Linux. Now, I know what you're thinking. You just told me to put Linux on virtual machines. I did do that, but that's later on. You need to be comfortable with Linux first. And let's be honest with you, the only way you're going to get comfortable with it is if you use it. Buy you a simple laptop. A laptop, more modern laptop. The ThinkPads are great. The Lenovo ThinkPads, they're cheap. You can even get an older one that had Windows 7 on it for like $100. Use it. Order that thing. Put Linux on. Put Arch Linux on. No, don't start with Arch. I take that back. So corporate Linuxes, they like to use Red Hat. Like a good Red Hat alternative that's free is Rocky Linux, Alma Linux, and Fedora. Fedora is actually, that is Red Hat. Like, Fedora is the latest and greatest distro that they make. And Red Hat is their bottom tier. Like, we ain't changing anything. Like, it's as solid as a rock. We're not releasing, new stuff. So maybe use Fedora. But there's so many distros out there. You can go to distrowatch.com. Just find you one that you think looks cool and use it. I recommend, maybe Ubuntu or Lubuntu. I don't really like Ubuntu's interface when you boot it up, but you just want to start using Linux. And the cool thing about Linux, it doesn't matter if you install the server or just desktop version, because it's basically the same thing. Like, you can install GUI on the server ones if you want to, but just do a GUI. Nobody's going to say anything. Get it set up how you want. Put it over in the corner somewhere when you're not working on it. After you get it set up, do stuff you naturally would. Like, go to the internet. Go on Reddit. Go on Twitter. Install a video game. Install an application. Install something that you use on your Windows computer. Just start using this thing. Start using it like you would a normal Windows desktop. Start using this laptop. I do recommend installing OpenSSH if it doesn't have, so you can remote into this thing remotely. And that's important here. Install OpenSSH server. put it in a corner with a network, get that IP address, and whenever you're not busy and you don't want to fool with Linux and you're on your Windows machine, SSH into that homeboy and start running commands. Start installing stuff. Start updating it. That's Linux. Start adding config files using the terminal. That's how you learn how to do Linux. And there's so many guys out there. There's no point in me trying to tell you what to do. And I'm going to try to do helpful commands and stuff in the future that I use every day. But just start using it. Like, run a web server and only you connect to it. Who cares? Like, just do something cool. And like I said, install terminal games. Install C Matrix and watch your screen go green with the Matrix things on there. But I really do recommend getting your own thing, one that you don't care about. Like, don't put anything important on this thing. Just don't do it. Just put stuff, learning stuff. I just don't care. Just put whatever you want to learn on it. Like, install applications. You can go to what's the hub now? Golly, I can't even remember at the moment. Anyway, they have ways you can install applications easily from the. All you have to do is install stuff, and you can run it all through the terminal now. And it's Snap. No, that's Ubuntu Snap. Oh boy, what is it called? I use it every day of my life, and for some reason I cannot think of it right now. Anyway, we'll come back to that. Maybe I'll search it up here. Probably not. I know it's a hub. Flat Hub. That's it. Flat Hub. Install some of those. Just get Flat Hub working. I'm telling you will not be disappointed. You'll be like, oh, this is cool. This is completely free. Yeah, all these games, all those apps, everything is completely open source and free. It's crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just need to learn it. And I really suggest even if it's an old desktop, I don't care. Just get a dedicated device to Linux. Like, this is for Linux. This is what this thing does. It doesn't install Windows on it. Then when you get comfortable with it, then you can start doing VMs. You can start putting it on your dual booting if you want to. Dual booting is another problem these days, if you ask me. We'll get more into that one day. Not today. So shoot, we're already... Dang, I've been talking for 30 minutes already. This is going to be a long podcast. Anyway, on to the retro topic. So I've got a bunch of retro stuff here set up. Haven't played with it much. I do have a MSX2 that I'm really, really wanting to play. I know I can play it on emulators, guys. Come on. I want to play the real thing on a real TV with a real controller. That's the problem, is I ain't got my controller yet. I've ordered it from Japan. It's coming. I've tried to use a Sega Genesis controller, but some of the buttons just don't work. It's just programmed different from all my reading. So hopefully soon, I'll be doing some retro stuff again. Just the MSX2 fascinates me, that it's a computer, and it had this crazy, it has Castlevania on it and stuff. It's just crazy to me. But that's going to be going forward with the retro stuff, is probably some MSX gameplay. You can find most of that over on the Smango. Probably won't put a lot of that here on the Full Tech YouTube channel. It's mostly going to be about modern games and tech, but everything else, the Smango's where I'm going to be creating a lot of stuff. On to the modern gaming. As you guys see, I've been playing Sonic Frontiers. It just come out this week. Really surprised that it was even out this way. Like, it just hit. I was like, oh, Sonic Frontiers is out? Because like a month ago, it was like showing Sonic running around. There was nothing he was running into, and everybody's like, oh, this is soulless Sonic, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden, this trailer hits, and it's like, oh, Sonic Frontiers is out. I was like, wait a second. Sonic Frontiers is out. Man, I've been having a blast with this game. It's open world Sonic, and you just run really fast around, and it's like riding roller coasters. I don't know. It's so fun. That's the best way I can explain it. Hopefully you're seeing it in the gameplay footage, but it's just so fun to play. Like, you're just open world Sonic, collecting rings, collecting stuff, jumping around as fast as humanly possible. I get so confused sometimes, and maybe it's my old eyes. I get confused. It's easy to get confused. But Like you get disoriented in some of the portals and stages, but it's great fun. I haven't beat it yet. I'm about 7 hours in. I beat the first island, and there's supposed to be 4 islands, I think. That's a lot of Sonic, because the first island took 5 hours almost. And I mean, I'm sure if you do everything, like collecting all these little things, you're gonna have plenty to do. Uh, but as far as probably one of the best Sonic games I've played in a long time. Sonic Mania was good, but I don't know. It always felt like it was missing something. I don't know why. Maybe it was just because it felt like the old Sonic. But this one's fully 3D and open world, and it has new abilities. It's just cool. It's cool, and it feels very anime-ish. Like if you like anime, you'll like this. Uh, but on to our last topic, MTG and MTG Arena. I've since golly, it feels like forever since I've done a podcast. I have got obsessed with collecting Magic the Gathering cards again, and I don't even play the paper game. Like I play Arena. If you guys seen on the Smango YouTube channel, I've been collecting again or opening packs and selling them online on eBay. And you can see stuff I'm selling on eBay if you go to fulltechpodcast.com/store. And there should be a link somewhere on fulltechpodcast.com. You click on the store link. You can see the stuff I'm selling. I try to post stuff at least weekly of like some good cards that I've got. I just like opening packs and selling them. I'm not making any money, and I get on Whatnot and I order stuff from there and play those games. If you ain't guys haven't been on there, it's kind of awesome for retro stuff and cards. For me, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff on there. If you don't, but there's modern games on there too. But I get on there for Magic and collecting collector item stuff. It's whatnot.com. You have to use your phone for the giveaways. That's one thing that I don't like. But anyways, been collecting heavy on Magic the Gathering. I don't play the paper game no more, but Arena has picked back up, and this coming week, Tuesday, Brothers War comes out. It's a new set, and it looks awesome. I'm not joking. It looks awesome. So we'll be playing a lot of MTG Arena coming up this winter. I've already got my pre-order pack, so hopefully I'll build a good deck. I'm trying to get past Platinum 4. It is very hard with not spending money. That's the bad thing about Magic the Gathering. It is very pay to win. Because, I mean, if you ain't got a good deck, I mean, what are you going to do? It's just some of these decks you can't beat with a simple red aggro deck. It's just not going to happen. But Plat 4 is about where I'm stuck at, and I've read everywhere that's usually where the wall hits when you ain't spending on money. But I ain't spent money because it's the end of the set and standard and season or whatever. So 15th, Brothers War launches new masteries, all that stuff. So if you want to find me live, it might be live, twitch.tv/the Smango. That's where I'm going to be live streaming at. And hopefully I'll upload it over to YouTube on the Smango channel as well. And I just want to say, just follow my channels, twitch.tv/the Smango. You got Twitter at the Smango. And you got YouTube at the Smango. And then you got fulltechpodcast.com. And my YouTube channel here, Full Tech. But as far as Quake and stuff like that, I've been taking kind of a hiatus from that. First-person shooters is just, I don't know. Right now, playing first-person shooters or arena FPS games, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is right now. I don't know if I just can't hang right now. I don't know what it is. I don't know if this extra year, it's been my birthday, turned 36. It's just like everything's harder. I don't know, or everybody just got better because I've been play. But I still love Quake, guys. You Quake fans out there, Quake still exists. I actually have a Quake Live server I set up for Clan Arena. Hopefully you guys seen it. It should be the Smango's something server at fulltechpodcast.com. But that's the real Smango's Quake Live server. And I do want to talk about a little bit about the Quake Live server. I could not get MinQLX to work, and that's supposed to help your server do something. Not exactly sure what. Maybe some of you Quake Live server gurus can help me out there and give me a good, I don't know, server config, because it's really confusing Like, I know a little bit about the CVARs and stuff you can put in there, but some of it just doesn't make sense. Like, there's no step-by-step guide of really how to set up a real good server of Quake Live. But if you have one, I would love to put it out on the internet because I can't find it. But I heard the way to run a Quake Live server now is you know, you do Steam CMD, you download the Quake server binaries. Like, I already got that on my Linux box. All that's good to go. It's the MinQLX that doesn't make it. Just fails every time. And I even downloaded the one the distro it wanted was Ubuntu 16, I think. Like, it has everything it needs, but it just something's missing, or one of the dependency servers aren't working and pulling something, and I don't know what it is. But anyway, I'm still learning Linux, guys. Don't get me wrong. I still learning Linux and stuff like this all the time. But any of you Quake Live server gurus, or Quake 3 gurus, I'm sure it's almost the same thing. I'm not sure if you guys have a good guide or just want to help me set up a better server, because I have gigabit internet. It's quite fast, and it feels like a shame that people don't connect to this server more, because it would have incredible speeds. I have plenty memory. I can host just about anything, guys, over here. So if there's actually a server you guys want me to set up, please let me know. I will set it up if it's Minecraft. I would love to set up a rat mod server, but all the guys that run rat mod, they kind of keep all that information to themselves, apparently. So, but I would like to grow a community, a server community that, you know, we could play and get on and just mess around sometime. It ain't gonna be nothing serious. But the Quake Live server is up and running. So I haven't been on there in a while. If you guys have been joining it, that'd be great to know. But yeah. Anyways, this podcast has run very long. I think it's been 40 minutes. I've had a lot to talk about today. So go to Full Tech Podcast. Join Discord. That's where the big community's at. But be sure, if you want to talk to me directly, Twitter is the best way to do it now. And you guys will see me on there with the big blue check mark. You don't have to be scared now. That's Smango. Be sure to message me or just at me or something like that, at the Smango. Everything's on fulltechpodcast.com. I don't want to give out the links a million times this podcast, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's been a while. Hopefully we bring out more. But like, share, and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, let your brothers, sisters, cousins know about the podcast. It'd be nice to get a interview or somebody else on the podcast every now and then. I know the Mother Load keeps asking when they're going to be on here, and I'm just like, dude, when I make a podcast, I sit down just because I have time and I just want to blab. So that's my podcast. I hate to aggravate people, and then you have to wait on them. And I've tried to have co-hosts in the past, and it's been a mess. Like, we'll set a time, and they won't want to meet it, and they'll be like, let's do it tomorrow. Then I'm just like, I can't do it tomorrow, and stuff happens, you know. And it's half the time because, you know, the time's money, and they're not getting paid to do this. I'm not getting paid to do this. Why would anybody else? So that's the problem. It's hard to get people to do stuff for free. As you get older, you learn that you can't get anybody to hardly do anything for free. Which, why would you? You're owed time's money in the world. But that being said, that's the end of this podcast. We'll see you guys next time.